Hello and welcome to my Sphax Texture Tutorials. First, I'd like to say sorry I haven't been making videos recently. I've been caught up with school stuff, which is a bit of a pain, but here's a video just to make it up to you. I will hope to get 2 out this weekend, but no promises. So today we're going to work on how to draw things and how to add effects to them. I covered effects last time, but I never covered how to draw things. So today we're going to be working on an apple. We're going to try and trace and replicate the effects made on this golden apple. Okay, so to start off with, I have copied the golden apple onto a new file. We're now going to start tracing around each of the individual components. So the golden apple itself, the apple bit, is one component, the stalk is another, and the leaf is another one separately. And there's also a few others for the shading, which I'll discuss later. So to start off with, we're going to start drawing the leaf. You want to try and accurately trace around all the different parts, trying to get the point at the corners. So there we go, that's one component done. We're going to now go on to the stalk, and we're going to, I can't really see that there, but there we go. And we do that, and that, and that, and that. I'm not being very precise at the moment because I'm trying to do this as fast as possible so it doesn't bore everyone. So we're just going to trace around that. I'm going to hide that a minute. And we're going to put another one there, another one there, another one there, 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 there. Ooh, this is tedious. Right, there we go. There you go. And I'm just going to try and pick up this point here and drag it in slightly, because it's slightly out of place. Okay, so we've got our components. And now we're going to move on to shading and colouring. Okay, so in the case of colouring, this is quite simple. First we're going to zoom into the leaf, and then we're going to minimise the leaf object. See how this shadow here matches up with this edge here. This indicates that this bit here is the shadow here. So this is not the correct colour. We want to get this section here where it's not part of the glow and it's not part of the shadow. So this is the main colour of the leaf. So we're going to use the eyedropper and take a measurement there. And then we're going to set the leaf to this colour. And then we're going to do this for every component. So for this one here, this is actually a drawn on object, so we're not going to bother with that. And we're going to take a reading there, and then we're going to set that to that colour. There we go. And I'm going to move on to the apple core, the main bit. This bit here is a shadow. This one here is drawn on, although it is the orange bit that is drawn on, because that's how the shadows are drawn here. So we are after this colour here. Actually, would we? Yes, we would go for this colour here. So it's quite hard to determine which colour it is sometimes. Even I get stuck occasionally. Okay, so there we go. Okay, I've just realised I made a mistake in the colour of the apple. Okay, see how this shadow here, this is actually a dark shadow on this side, instead of a light shadow on this side, which I hadn't realised. So the actual colour is this light colour here. So we're going to take a measurement there, and then we're going to change its colour there. As you can see, that's better. Right, so now on to the drawing side of it. We're first going to do the manual parts of this first, because they're the easiest. Okay, so we're going to draw around them like this. And I'm going to adjust that like so. And obviously because this is a lighter colour, we're going to set this to white, and we're going to create a clipping mask. And I'm going to do that in a second, so that I can do this. I'm going to change it to overlay, and it's slightly dark colour, I think. Yeah, it's about that. Right, so now we're going to move on to the... Oops, that's... Right, and now we're going to move on to this shadow here. this one is actually a generated shadow, so we're going to want to do this. I'm going to take it up to that, and this is a 45-degree angle, and bring it up to approximately there, and set this to dark, to be a dark shadow. Okay, and then there's a cool trick here. If you change this to a different opacity, you can see through it. It's very helpful. So then we're going to do this, and we're going to drag it over the top of there. And I'm getting pinged on TeamSpeak, which I'll have to check in a minute. I can't look at it at the moment. Right, so as you can see, this lines up perfectly. Okay, so I'm going to have to check this out, so I'll be back in a minute. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. People were talking to me. So, back to business. Right, so first, and then next we're going to go on to the outer glow. I mean inner glow, sorry about that. Getting a bit confused there. Right, so we're going to go for about that, in distance-wise. I'm going to bring it down to be not as harsh, the colour. A bit more. Bring it up a slight bit, and then look at it. Yeah, that'll do. I know it's not very exact, but it doesn't really need to be since this is just a demonstration video. Okay, now we're going to work on this drawn on shadow. Okay, so we're going to go from here, round here, like so. Like that. And then we're going to bring it round like so. And join it up to there. And this is automatically a clipping mask being clipped to the thing because it was made underneath this layer, automatically clipping it. Okay, this is a darker shadow, so we're obviously going to make this black. And it's an overlay. Oh, that's a nice red. And do that with it. There we go. So that's pretty much it done. I don't think I've forgotten anything. Okay, now for the stroke on the outside. So obviously we're going to do that again, and we're going to take a colour, and we're going to bring it back up to 4 again. Okay, so there we go. That's our apple. Oh, actually, I forgot about the things. Right. So I'm going to stick these in a group because it makes things much neater. So then I'm going to call this apple. Okay, now onto the stalk. And my voice is going silly, so wait a minute. Okay, I'm really sorry about that. My voice decided to play up on me. Anyway, let's get back to business. So we've got the leaf. And this is pure generated shadows. So this will be much easier to do. I'm going to do that. And bring that down. And we're going to use the easy trick again, where we're going to change the opacity so we can see through the image. And then we're going to do the inner shadow and position it right over the top of there. And bring it back up again. And obviously you can see that is way too bright. So we're going to bring that down just a bit. There we go. Yeah, that's about right. Obviously I'm not taking too much care about the size of the edges because this is just a demonstration video to show you how to draw it. Okay, actually one thing I will change is on the shadow, no, on the glow I mean, the choke. This makes the edges slightly fuzzy, so set it to 94, make it slightly in a bit, and this gives it a slightly fuzzy edge like shown on here. Okay, so we're going to stick that in its own little thing again, like I did with the apple. So we're going to call this leaf. And turn that on like that, and put that like that. And we'll turn them off just so I could do this one. Okay, for this one, this is only a drawn shadow. Okay, so I'm going to turn it on. Actually, no, we'll turn it off a minute so we can draw this on. So it's approximately that. And I'll probably bring that out a bit more so it doesn't interfere anymore. Do that. And we're going to make it white because it's a lighter shadow. And we're going to make it full overlay so it produces that kind of colour. Okay, and now on to the stroke. Nearly done. We've nearly finished this now. So like so. Bring that back up to 4 again. And then we're going to put this in its little, in a group. stalk. There we go. Okay, so that is our apple finished. Obviously I'd rushed it, so it doesn't look as good as the original, but as you can see, that's pretty well done actually. And did I remember to put the stroke on there? Yes I did. Alright, so thank you for watching. This has been Sparkster, and I'm gonna go. Actually, before I go, I want to give you some homework. I want you to replicate this leaf and try and post it to me somehow. I want to see how you all get on. Okay, so again, thank you for watching. This has been Sparkster, and I'll be back next time, which will probably be in about an hour when I finish the next video, and I'll have some more to show. Thank you, and goodbye.